We all know baseball players who don't have the strongest arms, especially in hitter-first positions like left field, so it isn't all too uncommon when you see a little noodle tossing out there. But what you don't commonly see is a player who's unable to hit the cutoff man on the fly. That's right, I'm not even talking about making it to home plate from the outfield in the air. I mean literally being unable to hit the cutoff guy in the chest. But that's exactly what Chris Davis, during his career in the major leagues, was often unable to do, uncorking some of the weirder looking throws you'll ever see on a Major League Baseball field along the way, and for a reason it's a little different than your typical weak arm. But before we delve more into that, let's look at some plays first. Here's 3 separate times he fielded a ball in fairly shallow left field, and yet wasn't even able to get a throw off to home. One hopping his third baseman, Matt Chapman, twice versus the Mariners, then once apiece versus the Yankees and the Angels. To those of you who might be saying he was just getting the ball in, every single one of these games was close to the time, being within at least 3 runs, meaning he definitely wasn't just tossing it in to avoid making an error or something. This was simply the best throw he could muster. We can see the same thing is true on fly balls, as here he is versus the Marlins, catching a ball down the line and left before making a one-hop throw in to the cutoff man. The next one versus the Yankees was even shallower, and yet arguably was even worse, 2-hopping his way to third baseman Trevor Plouffe. And again, I want to reiterate, this was in a clutch moment in the game. The bases were loaded, and the A's were only up by 4. How about when he simply had to hit his cutoff man under no duress at all, like on this line drive down the left field line off the bat of Ryan Goins, which he fielded on the track and then threw a 2-hop lawn dart with 2 runs coming around to score, but thankfully Goins pulling up at second. Mike Trout wouldn't be so charitable, taking full advantage of the left fielder on this line drive into the same spot, with Davis having a momentary problem corralling it, and then Trout going off to the races, easily sliding into third base without a play being able to be made, as the throw trickled in on a hop to Jed Lowry. Guys would even try their luck on routine singles sometimes, with Max Kepler giving us a great example here, and there was simply nothing he could do to stop it. Just look at that play, it wasn't even close. Even the times he was able to register an assist still looked almost painful, and weren't really the product of his own arm, as I wasn't able to find even a single outfield assist that he registered that wasn't complemented by a relay throw, as shown here on this play versus the Rangers, when Jurickson Profar tried to tag up on a routine fly ball to left. Even though they got him, largely because of a good relay from Marcus Semien, and a great job blocking the bag from Joey Wendell, this really shows how little respect the league had for his arm. With all this being shown, this is the same guy who managed to crush over 40 home runs in 3 straight seasons, including a major league leading total of 48 in 2018. So it didn't seem to be because of a lack of strength, right? No, instead it was something that Davis himself called the creature, but what many others have called the yips. That's right, something mentally was going on throughout his playing career that forced him into a bizarre throwing motion that yielded the weakest outfield throws in the history of MLB, or at least the weakest in recorded Major League Baseball history.